All right, captains, we are back here on the bridge, live, very early. Why? Well, there is a ship reveal coming from an incoming Deca live stream. So we decided, you know what? Let's see if we can do that here live. So the plan is to head into Stowe, hang out until we see that live stream, and then we're gonna put it here on the bridge. And when we do that, we're gonna also record it so that we can have that segment posted, just that segment, on to the YouTube channel as well for those who cannot be here for that. Now, we're probably gonna see if we're gonna do like an intro for it or whatever, but we'll see. But with that said, Caps, if you're here live on the bridge, do us a favor, hit that like button to help the stream / the VOD and even overall channel. Again, if you're still watching the VOD, hit the like, it'll still help, and it is very much appreciated. With that said, let's see who's here, shall we? Chris, how are you, Cap?
Captain on the bridge.
What ship do you think it'll be? I think it's gonna be the Atlas, but strong chance it could also be the Voth ship that was leaked a couple of weeks ago. Mikey, hello, how are you?
Captain on the bridge.
I'm in the same train of thought as Space Boy.
Admiral, if you will come with me.
I'll see the yeah. Atomic Visionary. I think it may possibly be something we least expect. It could be. How are you, Atomic?
Captain on the bridge.
It's the first time I'm seeing you here live. Thank you for stopping by. Also, some new lock boss in general. The Noku, yeah. They say won't give us an advance. Interceptor, no. Also, still hoping they'll announce the Terrace from Disco Season 4. I'm not familiar with that ship. That could take a while. Squidman, how's it going?
Captain on the bridge.
And we also have Ronnie. How are
Captain on the bridge.
I'm good. We're taking a little bit of time off here at work to do this, but I thought, you know, let's try it and see how we do here. If this is something we could do possibly more of, maybe not all the time, but just more of in the future. So until then, until I start seeing sort of, actually, let me just do it this way so that I can keep an eye at it as well. Sorry, I'm just kind of setting up my other screen so that I can see stuff happening, hopefully. Oops. The limit of there. So we'll see. Becky, hello, how are you?
Admiral, if you will come with me.
No, not at all. Like I said, we'll see if this is something we can kind of, I don't say normally do, but like I said, just kind of, anyways. For the time being, we're gonna just hang out here on the bridge. I'm waiting for the red alert. One more time. Nice. I missed today. So, good on Triz. We're missing a day. Like, it's a red alert, Triz. Like, really? Are we serious? Let's see. I'm going to quickly go on here. But again, Caps, thank you for joining us. Again, if you're just joining us, hit that like button. And you know what? The cool thing, I actually have Earl Grey tea here. So we're going to be sipping on some not so hot Earl Grey. But yeah, I missed today here. Where am I? Red alert. See, I should have been at 9. So that's my fault. Triz is now Picard. Me, well, I've actually always been into Earl Grey because of my mom, Mommy Triz. So it's just that it's kind of stuck with me, you know. Now today's red alert to get nice. Ceratops, how's it going?
Captain on the bridge.
Time, but saw you go live for your ship. May or may not be able to. Hey, it's okay, Ceratops. I appreciate you just hanging out or just stopping by right now. Thank you. Do tea. Oh, you don't? Yeah, I don't do coffee. I do tea for sure. Oh, great tea is amazing. It is. FC, how are you?
Admiral, if you will come with me.
So, in the meantime, while we're here, you know what I could catch up on is some paperwork. So, let's do some of that. Let's hang out here and chill. I'm going to keep refreshing their It says 11 Pacific time, which does translate to, if I'm not mistaken. Did I do this too early? 11 AMPT to MST. 12. Yeah, so in 40 minutes, hopefully. We'll see. If they start on time, let's see if there's an announcement on Discord? On their Discord, I should say. Announcements. Delays. Nope. The latest announcement is the bonus marks event, so that's something also we can talk about. No thing. Watching thing I don't do. Okay, gotcha. Great. I got a new train coming. Oh, nice. One of only 51 ever made. Oh, wow. Does it have like a special stamp on it or something? Would be like 20 minutes from now. Yes. You're right. So that's what we'll do. We'll just hang out here, catch up on some paperwork until I see something on their deck. You know what? I'm surprised that they're not doing anything about their YouTube channel, right? Because they used to stream both, and that's something that they're not doing for some reason. I mean, technically it's Deca's, right? Heard anything? By chance, will they give us a free day for event? Since they could be, they've done it before, but they could be. That's maybe something we can ask. Special paint job. Oh, okay. But like, is there like you said, like 1 to 51? Is there like a number plate somewhere saying it is, or like a certificate of some sort? Kind of give it that special oomph. Yeah, let's go to our ESD here quickly. So yeah, we'll be here a little bit. We'll be here definitely for their stream. Then we'll hang out a little bit after, and then probably just catch up on certain things here and there. If we need to. Slime. Squidman, I know you've asked me that before. I can't. Excuse me. I just... You have asked me such a... What's the word? Conundrum of a question? I don't know if that's the right word to use. That I can't even answer it. I literally can't. I love my ships. So I'd still have the ability to switch ships, but I'm gonna have to be in a Slime Devils. Takes away the beauty. Or fly the J without a Slime Devils. Like, while the ship's holographic ship, the only one that will not give. Yeah. Why not? I just don't like the J. It's such an afterthought. If you heard or read some of the, I think Drexler, he had a week to come up with a future Enterprise, and all he did, in my opinion, was take the overall shape of the NX and stretch it out. Literally, that's it. And hence we got the J. I could be wrong on that. That's kind of how I'm remembering it. Regardless, it looks hideous. Okay, there's paperwork I have never. Solo loco variant. Ah, okay. Well, let's see. When you say looks, or are you talking about looks or performance? Finally got the bow vanish shit. Now I can. Oh, there you go. Now you can be like everyone else. Black shield. Make it look good. Make it look good. Oh, geez, I didn't fill in one out. Jeez. And to be honest, I don't really put a lot of vanity shields or use vanity shields. I don't know. I like the way my fed ships look, just right out of the box. I will say, however, too, that the material, the Deca's material, Cryptic's material, the 7A or whatever that is, the 8A, they've been knocking out of the park with the newer ships that they have. So I've been enjoying those a lot. Like the Warden, that's one example. It looks good. Been working on the diplomatic dock missions to get the nice ship with Bubble Valley named USS Edgelord. Edgelord, is that like a popular character for something? Let's get this done quickly. All the boosts. Yeah, Caps, if you don't know, this is how I do my paperwork. Oh, you know, I'm gonna show something. So I was on Reddit this morning, and someone showed. All right, here, hold on. Yeah, someone showed how many Pendever boxes they had, and Unidever boxes. I literally had to answer, "That's cute." So I'm like, that's cute. But I have been planning on doing a video of how much possible resources one can get if you have a stack of 99 and a stack of 5, because I don't know why they make the Unidevers only stack at 5. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Majority is a type of pen and paper player. Oh, okay. Though I said okay, I don't really understand what that is. What was that? Type of a pen and paper player? Nani? I say nani. Discord for pics. Normal plaint I have. So, ooh. Oh, definitely. The black one looks better. 100%. 100% looks better. So yeah, again, just to let you guys know, I might make it a video segment so that we can then, upload that to YouTube. So I will be treating it like a video. And some of you already been with us that we do some of the videos that we upload on YouTube live on stream. So that might be the case. And in that case too, I will not be commentating. I'll just let it play out. I'll just comment before and after, depending if I have something to say. Which, come on, let's be honest here. ECs are plenty to be dropped. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. There's that. Let's see, do you have any reputation? Yes, you do. Buddy's got like some dilithium to be had here. Okay, let's do that. Let's do this. Yeah, there was actually one time, maybe a couple times, that I did stream around this time. I think the one for sure was when we got the Voth exosuit, which I still think is a pretty cool reward. Do I use it a lot? No. Have I used it since then? No. Is it still a cool reward and just great to have? Yes, 100%. Like, I'm glad they did that, but it doesn't really move the needle for anything. It's so ridiculous. Like, where else would you use it? Like, you wouldn't really use it when you're doing a mission, right? Like, I mean, for me, when I'm doing any of the featured missions, it's kind of like a little bit of RPing in my head. I don't see my captain calling down a Voth suit in a mission over and over again. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Sir Rex, how's it going?
Captain on the bridge.
And Dan, how are you?
Captain on the bridge.
It's 1 tune done, so yeah, we'll just keep going. Maybe we'll get to all of them, I don't know. Real local was scrapped, scrapped in the late 50s. It was repainted to black for freight use. I can switch between two from my layout. Ah, okay. Not shabby, good to hear. They announced ship. No, not yet. Draken, how are you?
Captain on the bridge.
Playing GFL2 as I wait. What's GFL2? What is that? I am not down with the lingo of GFL2. Girls Frontline 2? Oh, never heard of it. Never heard of the first one. That's for sure. Still nothing started. I would assume that Counselor Sunna would do a little countdown on the Deca thing. Heading stuff sometimes. A lot of yeah. Greeting my friend. Lazarus. Captain, how are you?
Captain on the bridge.
Does this tune have? I might have moved some boxes over here. Let's have a peek, shall we? Nope, it's not this one. It's not to that one. Yeah, I know, again, to those who are just joining us, I don't normally stream this time, but I wanted to, one, take a little bit of break from work. Some of you know I've had a bit of a stressful week here, and it continues. Just before I got on live here, I had a phone call with my tech, and it's just, it's not looking pretty for me. But at the end of the day, I got to do whatever is right for the customer, so that's going to be my main goal. I just need a little bit of a mental break here, and you know what? Stowe is just a comfortable blanket for me. Always will be. A lot of people have been asking me lately too, like, are you done with Stowe? I'm like, no. Like, we'll be playing like these other games. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't mean I'm done with Stowe. Like I said before, I'll keep saying, I'm going to be here until they shut down the Warp Core. Whenever that may be, we'll be here. And like I just said, Stowe is a comfortable blanket for me to just go and just try to forget about the outside world, you know, IRL. Did Deca do any server upgrades yesterday? I don't know, but all the maintenance that they had planned for both platforms got extended. And as of when I recorded the video, I think yesterday, the servers were down. As soon as I uploaded the video, the PC bridge was up. But I heard that consoles was still delayed a little bit. Interest when we both, right? We shall stay on game. Yeah, you know, like I said, this is Star Trek in general. Is still something that I love, and Star Trek Online is the only game right now that you can do what we can do here. Get your own crew, get your own ship, customize, have stories that literally involve Star Trek actors, right? If they ever shut the Warp Core down, I'm going full Jem'Hadar on there. Yeah. But you know, again, as much as we harp on them with their choices of lockboxing or, you know, hiding ships behind paywalls, they need to do it. Mind you, they've cornered themselves in that way, and I wish that they can sort of find other ways to do it. What are those other ways? I don't know, but things that come to mind, season pass, or charging ships that are just cosmetics as opposed to like performance, you know what I mean? So just random ECs. Oh, it's amazing. I remember when I first installed, yeah, OG Jem'Hadar. This new age, we love everyone. Lame Jem'Hadars, yeah. Oh, apparently the new Discovery Star Trek Fleet Academy has a female Jem'Hadar. Am I correct in that? So don't know how that happened, but well, pretty sure we'll find out. It is, yeah. Okay, so sure. I thought they were just bred as all males, quote unquote, but whatever. What matters to me, and there was a image that I could not make out that I believe was showing the ship, which is also the school. I don't have high hopes for it, not gonna lie. No high hopes for it. But wait and see. And that's kind of how I felt about Discovery. But in all fairness, Discovery has given us some great ships. So, like, even the Crossfield refit, it's great. Hello, Mike. How are you?
Admiral,
Supposedly,
if you will come with me.
The title has been updated to show the ship that's being revealed today. Well, I have it here. I still don't see anything about. Never mind. Oh wait, no. Yeah, I still don't see anything live from them. So it's 5 minutes to 12. I still haven't seen anything. I'll have to see. New Jar Jar Trek has been respectful. Okay, yeah. So you got it. Yeah. Longsword. How's it going, Cap?
Captain on the bridge.
One lost ship. Yeah, I agree. Or at least, and again, hey, let's make money, Deca. One character, promo ship, but give us the ability to pay Zen to move that to another tune. So we've had on mods when? Who knows? Okay, it's no problems. It's 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't think, Jar. Next week we'll be going into mods. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see anything just yet. Let's see if they've said anything in their Discord. I did see her before, but like announcements out. Nope, nothing yet. Okay, my unlock promotion. Yeah, like again, to make the money, Chris, I would say pay money, okay, pay resources to be able to move it to another tune. I'll try to help them out. I don't have the idea. Pay transfer. Yeah, something to that effect on Spencer's stream. Yeah, like I've been advocating for that for years, like for years. I hope I'm not missing anything, but I don't see anything just yet. It says they're offline still. So, we wait. We wait. We had time blocked out for this anyway, so wait until they decide. Three minutes, yeah. Again, no Discord announcement, but again, they could also be having technical issues because that's a thing that happens. Sorry, I was just looking here. No, nothing yet. Nope. Nothing. So again, guys, if you're here with us watching the Deca stream through here on the bridge, again, it's appreciated. When that thing goes live, we will be recording it so that we can segment that and upload it on the YouTube page as opposed to the live page here. This is also just meant to hang out with you, Caps. I know our times that we stream are so late and or so early that, you know what, let's take an opportunity to just chill. There's up your tokens, why not bring me? Yeah, no, that Mike, I'm there with you. What's your follow command Juggernaut? Are you Shadows? I'm good. How about you?
Captain on the bridge.
Yeah. It started? Am I not seeing anything here? Like, what's going on? I refresh the page, and it says they're offline. Am I crazy? No? Still, okay, good. I thought it was, okay. It's ready. It's right there. It is right there. Wait for a second to then back off. You know what? It could be that there, again, issues, right? Actually, let's go here, have a look here at their announcements. That was the 14th. Still no announcements. So they could, she could be trying to come on, right? That could be a thing. But we will keep an eye on it. Caps, if you see something I don't, you let me know too as well, so that we can get that on the view screen. There we go. All right, so here we go. It's now live. I'm gonna do the video portion right now. I'm gonna mute myself, and we'll just have this go on. So I'm gonna do. You're gonna see all the things that. No, you guys know what I do. So I'll be back to chat. I'll try to chat. I can still chat here on the other screen. So I'll be right back to the mic here after. Okay, Caps.
Captain on the bridge.
All right, Captains, we are here back on the bridge, and today, yes, we will be watching the live Deca stream, but this is going to be the recording of it, and we're going to put it on the YouTube channel. So what we're going to do in this video is just, when they go live, we're just going to watch it in its full entirety, and then at the end, give our EC. So I'm recording this while we're live, actually on the bridge, but we're going to record this portion for that. So we're going to find out what it is, and actually it says it right there. Sorry. It actually says what it is. It is the Trafalgar, oh, that's what one of my captains were saying here, the Trafalgar Command Juggernaut. Well, there you go. So let us see what this bad boy is. My guess was wrong. I guessed the Atlas. It is not. So here we go.
I hope. Yes. Wonderful. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Developer Stream with some of your favorite people. Today we have Jeremy, and
hello.
Of course Pandos is also back. And for the first time we also have Scorp here. I hope you will be very nice to them, and if not, you will have to talk to me after the stream.
Hi. It's good to be here.
Can we do just a quick mic check? We've had some issues at the beginning of our previous streams. Can everybody hear us? Call it out.
Hello. A little bit more enthusiasm, please.
Woo, yeah! New ship!
Oh god, that's very enthusiastic. God.
Alright.
Alright, great,
Alright,
great.
sounds good.
Good to go.
Okay.
Woo, we're learning. We're pros at this now.
Wow.
We're totally professionals at this. No mix-up today. No delays. Alright, before we go into the nitty-gritty and talk about the wonderful ship you can already see, the question of the day is, what's your favorite Q episode? I'll answer first as always, and mine is definitely Deja Q, mostly because I like a sad little man and Q pouting because he doesn't have his powers, and moping around the starship was very entertaining to me. How about you, Jeremy?
My answer is probably going to be pretty unpopular. I see most in the chat who have answered are saying Q Who, which is a great episode, but my favorite was actually Q Less of all the Q episodes. First of all, Q is an incredible character. Trying to choose a favorite Q episode is very tough. But I think as an episode, Q Less is probably my favorite because of how it helps set up Deep Space Nine as being different from TNG. It pulls on some of the threads that you saw in Next Generation of how Q behaves with humans and all that kind of stuff. And then he gets punched by Cisco, which kind of, I think, did a really good job of setting the tone that Deep Space Nine is not just more Next Generation. And I think that for that reason, it stands apart as just a great episode, regardless of being a good Q episode.
As for me, I am much like chat. I like Q Who because I'm a simple guy. Borg are cool, and it introduced the Borg with Q being the catalyst for that story. And yeah, I love the Borg. They're cool.
Well, Scorp, you have to say something.
Okay, well, Pundus is the only correct one here. Q Who is the best Q episode. I'm a sucker for cosmic horror, so I think Q Who, they kind of feel the most, the Borg feel the most unknowable and scary. I am realizing as I'm saying this, I like this episode because of the Borg, not necessarily because of Q. So maybe that's a loophole. But yeah.
I mean, that's a bit true for me too.
I think that I also want to call out that I loved all of the Voyager Q episodes, even though they were pretty campy at times. But just the whole storyline of getting to learn more about kind of what the continuum is, as well as I think John Delancey and Kate Mulgrew had incredible chemistry whenever they were on screen together as well, and that was always fun to watch. So all of those were also up there for me.
Borg and Voyager were the most like that was when Voyager felt the most like Voyager to me, of them being a lone ship surviving in a very hostile part of space. So yeah, I can see that.
And I really like seeing into the continuum, like you said, with the cosmic horror aspect. I think there's a bit of horror in seeing how the continuum looks, but you can't perceive it, so you perceive it as like a desert road or like a not Cold War, like a Revolutionary War battlefield where guns firing are stars exploding. I think that was a really cool idea that they touched on in Voyager.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's also just an element of cosmic horror in the idea that the Q themselves can get so bored of their existence that they try to off themselves.
Yeah.
You can't say that on stream. This is getting us canceled.
Well, end their existence, because they don't actually live, so they don't actually die. They're Q, right? It's all weird. Sorry.
No, I have to agree that the cosmic horror parts of Q, like the whimsy in the original shows, was really cool, but then getting a little more of the horror parts in the later shows is very nice to see how they use that concept in different ways.
And even in Picard as well. I don't want to spoil all of that just yet because it's more recent, but yeah, there's more Q stuff explored in Picard as well.
I mean, is it that recent?
Like 3 years, I think.
Okay, anyone who hasn't seen Picard, please do, so we don't spoil you in streams. Also, just because Picard is a really cool show. It did make us not canon anymore, but I still think it's a really, really cool show.
Hey, make the ships canon. That's
less
good enough.
All right, but before we completely derail this, let's talk about the Trafalgar Command Juggernaut that will be added to the Infinity Logbox next Tuesday. So we're doing a bit of an early stream today because we have another ship coming soon that we want to talk about next Tuesday. More about that at the end of the stream. So we thought we would give you a little bit of an early teaser and insight, and I'm leaving this to the professionals now.
I think I can start us off and state the obvious. This is a new version of what we all have come to love, the Atlas class, the TOS Dreadnought. The Atlas was originally designed by Hector Ortiz and modeled by Ian Richards. It got a recent remaster done by Tobias Richter. And with that remaster, as many of you guessed, with Thomas's teasing, we have a new variant of the Atlas. This was modeled by Tobias Richter and designed by our very own Scorpion. Scorp,
Oh god, me.
tell us all.
Yeah, so I guess this is the Atlas 2. This is the Trafalgar. So this originally started out as a kit bash by Thomas Marone, the Cryptic art director, and he kind of sent me this file and was like, "Oh, this will be like a 5-day job." To which I went, "I think I can turn this into a 2-week job for myself." So yeah, I kind of took it and I went, this is going to be a lockbox ship, so we maybe should spend a bit more time making it feel a bit more bespoke. And so I explored a few options for the eras, and we eventually kind of settled on, well, what if it was a kind of later era TMP ship? And we settled on the Excelsior as a kind of style base for it.
That's most obvious to
Jeremy.
me. I love this ribbed neck. Anytime I see that, I'm like, oh, it's related to the Excelsior. There it is.
Any ship looks better when you put a rib
Yeah.
neck on it. It's true.
Jeremy, our cameraman, if you could look at the secondary hull, the engineering section, you'll see there's some cool phaser ball turrets, and I think Scorp has more to talk about on that.
Can't believe you doxed me already. No, it's fine. It's fine. So when we were designing this ship, one of the things that I really wanted to lean into was the idea of that line where in one of the films Kirk says, the Enterprise is like a tall ship, wanting a star to steer her by. And I really wanted to lean into the kind of naval heritage of ships here, right? So there's a lot of small details on this ship that kind of, I hope, hinted at being more like a big sailing ship, right? And the shape of the hull is inspired by World War II battleships that would have this belt armor. If you see a World War II battleship out of water, it's got this kind of bulging hull on the side. That's one of the things that I kind of took some inspiration from. And then there's a lot of just sort of small details about, on top of the saucer, there's this kind of plateau. And in my head canon, I consider that as the deck of the ship. So that was something that I really wanted to lean into with this.
One thing that is pretty clear from the design here is that instead of being exactly the Excelsior class, this is stylized a bit more in line with the Enterprise B, the Excelsior refit, as some call it. And I mean, I think you have more to say about that, Scott, but this was originally closer to the more normal blue and not teal Excelsior class.
Yeah, so originally when Thomas handed me this block out, it was purely a kit bash of the TMP Connie. And I was, I said that I wanted to do something different, and we had to think about, okay, well, what does different mean for this? The Connie is such an original or an iconic look that if we want to do something different, then we're gonna have to do something really different. So we actually reached out to John C., who is a very well-known fanfic author behind Edge of Midnight, which is a really cool kind of retelling of some events around the TOS era. And he'd done some work or some world building using the original Atlas. And so we kind of reached out to him and said, hey, where would you put an Atlas 2 around the time of the kind of TMP era? And he was the one that kind of pointed us to, well, maybe it was an Excelsior style ship. And from there, I explored a few options, and we kind of settled on this Excelsior but different look. It was really important to me that even though this, is very recognizably derived from the Excelsior, that it's still really bespoke. there's no parts here that are just ripped straight from the Excelsior 2. It's all like custom, and for me, for this being a lockbox ship, that was really important, that it felt kind of bespoke. Star Trek has a lot of really rigid design languages, and a lot of those are just pulling other ships apart and turning them into something new. But I also think there's a lot of space to do something that is really familiar, but also kind of really different as well.
Yeah. And I definitely agree, and I think this does a great job with it. One more thing that I think is really cool about this design is, if you'll note near the front of the sauce on the underside, there are a few inset sort of like phaser cannon mount points and stuff where it can fire from, and I think Scorp has a bit more detail into going the thought behind that.
So yeah, I know Punders knows this is the bit that I was excited about. So we knew we wanted this to feel like a kind of galleon in space, and I'm a big fan of an audio drama called The Sojourn, where these ships that they fly have what are called chase guns, which are from the time of the Age of Sail. They would be kind of long-range cannons that would be mounted on the front of a ship, and this is kind of what I wanted to go for here. They kind of they ended up just being sort of cannon ports, or sort of standard phaser cannon ports. But that was the idea behind having these here. I know they maybe feel a bit unusual for a TMP era ship, but that was the kind of line of thinking behind having these at all. And then I think there's some details on the aft of the engineering hull that kind of mirror that a little bit. I don't think they're cannons, but they kind of evoke that feeling. Yeah, those things. Yeah, don't know what these are. We don't have the time to work out all of the tech specs of ships, but I'm sure folks will come up with detailed explanations for what everything does on this.
They're the TUBES system.
Yep, that's canon now.
Yep.
Jeremy said it. It's canon.
I have to say, just to kind of interrupt your art spiel a little bit, I want to comment on a few of these elements and how they helped inspire design. These cannon ports and these additional greebles here above the deflector, which are probably weapon mounts, are basically some of the primary reasons that we on design, when we started seeing the work in progress of this, decided that instead of doing another dreadnought cruiser like the existing Atlas is, I think it's dreadnought cruiser, that sounds right to me, we decided to go with a Juggernaut class, much more tactically focused, much more offensively focused, because of the awesome weapon mounts on this ship. It just feels like a more aggressive, more forward, just more aggressive ship than the Atlas 1 was. So that's, call that out as something that inspired us. So good job, guys.
Yeah.
Quickly add to that.
Oh, go on.
I want to quickly add to that. The thing above the deflector was the original kind of phaser lance point. And this, by the time I was asked to add this, the design was pretty much like we kind of knew everything we wanted to do. And then Phil H, one of our systems designers, was like, hey, put a big ass phaser on it. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll find a place for a big ass phaser on this somewhere.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where art and design working together can come up with some really fun elements to put these things in the game and give them a unique identity.
Yeah, speaking of art and design working together, I was the one who worked on putting this into the engine. So one of the things that I did in conjunction with visual effects was to make sure that all of it was set up properly, because as a Juggernaut, this has a lance that Jeremy will be showing off later, and the visual effects for that were done by Toby, one of the VFX artists here at Deca, and we worked together to make sure that when it fires, it looks good. But before that, this ship also comes with some customization, Jeremy, if you'll go into the trailer.
Of course. Get off my cursor. Yeah, I did see this asked was, does it customize with anything else in the game? And I think it should be obvious.
The Atlas.
Yeah.
For players who obtain the Trafalgar, you will be able to use the Atlas, but not vice versa, if I recall correctly. If you go into the Advanced tab, this Atlas, the Trafalgar has some special bonus things that it comes with. So if you go into the nacelles,
Here.
yeah, this
All
not
right.
only includes the usual beta and gamma variants, which have different parts of the nacelles lit up, but it also includes an NX variant. Because when Scop originally designed this, it was closer in scheme to the Excelsior, but when I put it into the engine, Thomas saw it and decided, hey, some parts of the Trafalgar look like it would be better if it were in the Enterprise B style. So that's why the final design has the fins on the nacelles and has the teal color that the Enterprise B has. So instead of getting rid of the original design that scoped it, we have it as an additional NX variant that you can use with no fins on the nacelles. And you can recolor the ship as you want, of course, to get the normal blue back.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me go ahead since I'm here and just do some randomization so people can see how those parts could potentially mix and match with one another, as well as some of the material options that come with this.
I don't think this one has any hideous random kit bashes, but you never know. The best time to discover things is as always, when we're showing stuff live to the players.
Well, there's only 2 ships this time, so hopefully there's less opportunity for that weirdness. I did a little bit of this pre-stream and I didn't see any issues, so just show this off a few times.
And it only has one engineering hull.
Do not start on the Proxima Pundus. That was such a headache.
Next screenshot contest is just what's the worst thing you can do in the kit bashing.
Oh, so no, please do not encourage them. They do not need that.
But I do.
Okay, I can't argue with that, I suppose.
All right, and also on the front of visualization, let me go ahead and exit the Taylor here and show off a few vanity shields before we move on to functionality. I'm not going to go through a whole list. We'll do maybe like, a handful, just so that people can get an idea of how the materials are set up and what they can expect.
We already got some requests earlier. I think they're now expecting this part of the stream, where they can call out some vanity shields.
I also want to call out a question that I saw in. Sorry, I'm just going to answer this whilst you show some stuff to me. I saw a question chat saying no 2411 skin. Not right now, but the nice thing about setting up these lineages is that it opens a lot of doors for us in the future. Now that this has a TOS and TMB skin, we don't have any plans for it at the minute, as far as I know. But I wouldn't rule out stuff like a 2411 skin or a 25th century skin in the future. So, eyes peeled.
Oh, there's a nice pink one.
Whoa.
That's
Vacation
getting dark.
Clause. Classic pink vanity shield.
Yes.
People have that.
Oh, that looks really nice. I really like that. Now I might have to try and get that chip out of the block box so I can do that. Ooh. All the pinks for me. That does look really, really pretty though.
Sorry, I'm not really reading chat for suggestions. I'm just trying to find some good ones in the list here and show them off.
We can do suggestions another time, guys. If we do it every stream, these streams will be 3 hours.
I did see a request for the new Endeavor Vanity Shield. Unfortunately, our internal testing reward that gives me all these shields hasn't been updated in a while, so it doesn't have the Endeavor Shield.
Ooh.
Sort of a backlog task that I keep meaning to get to.
Somebody asked, how difficult would it be to add vanity shields to the ship Taylor so people can review them?
Dang near impossible. Ship vanity shields are actually VFX overlays. They're not materials, which is how they work. They utilize some of the tech of of materials to figure out how to wrap around the ship, but they're technically not a ship material, which is how the tailor works. Which is also why if you're wearing a vanity shield and then go into the tailor, it doesn't show your shield that you currently have equipped. Actually, maybe it does.
It's also why one of the requests that we see quite a bit is damage vanity shields. That's the same reason that's really difficult. This basically uses the same. When we're texturing ships, we use what's called a trim sheet, which is basically a predefined layout of where all of the different textures that go onto a ship are kind of placed on a single image, right? And because these shields rely on that underlying framework, getting kind of asymmetrical or kind of damage-looking effects is really difficult. Just because I know that comes up quite a bit.
Okay. Great. If I didn't get to your favorite shield, I apologize, but we only have so much time to stream.
We have another stream in less than a week, guys, so you'll see some more vanity shields then.
For yet another ship.
Yeah. Very
All
exciting.
right. If you don't mind, then I'd like to transition into talking a bit about the design of this ship. Go over its stats and features and some of the thought process that went into it. So I already mentioned before that part of the thought process here was inspired by some of the artwork that we were seeing to make sure that this ship had a different identity that was more aggressive, more frontline leaning than its original counterpart, the Atlas. But in addition to that, we knew coming into this that the Atlas was already a popular ship among players, so we didn't want to depart too heavily from it about the reasons that the Atlas is popular, not least of which, let's go ahead and say it, is the DPRM console. We know that that's a big reason that a lot of players obtain the ship, is not necessarily for the ship, but for the powers that it has. So we definitely kept that in mind when we started designing the ship. We knew that in order to do justice to its counterpart, we had to keep those things in mind, and we had to build on the reputation that the Atlas already had, while at the same time adapting to a new identity. So there's a reason to get this ship instead of its counterpart, if you like the play style differently. Or both of them. Get them both, right? Keep the lights on. Thanks.
Get all of them, please.
Get all the ships. So when we chose to go with a Juggernaut, what that means mechanically wise is that we switched it from having an engineering primary seat to now it has a tactical primary seat. It also, the Atlas had a hangar bay, but a Juggernaut ship does not. A Juggernaut ship also comes with a lance. That's kind of a standard feature of that subclass, which I'll show off here in a little bit. So this ship has both a console and an innate lance power that we'll talk about in a little bit. It also has a starship trait, of course, that we will also discuss. In terms of basic capabilities, we also chose to go with command because it's just such a commanding ship. Also, we kind of wanted to stick with, even though it changed from engineering to tactical, we did want to keep some elements of the identity that this ship is really meant to be a tank, a frontline fighter who can really take a beating and then return it. And we felt that the command identity really sets that up pretty nicely. There's a lot of survivability buffs both for you and your whole team. A secondary pilot is a bit of a outside of the box thing, to be honest. We don't typically put piloting seats on ships of this size, but that's also part of the reason that we chose to do it here, is to kind of stretch the boundaries of what we do with ship design and try out something that's a little bit different. Also, I will admit that a small part of that is inspired by the legendary Excelsior, which also has a secondary piloting seat due to the visual ties to that ship. Maybe not the legendary in particular, but just the Excelsior in general. So that's why we chose to go that route with the seating that we did. Let's see. I'll go ahead and show off the inventory layout here. This is, like most Juggernauts, are either 4-4 or 5-3. So we have that here going for us with tactical primary and engineering secondary focus in terms of the consoles and the seating as well. There's mostly tactical and universal, with a lesser focus on science. But there is a good amount of universal here, so you can still customize it a lot for your preferences. Now we also put the spec seats on the universal here because this is a subtle choice. We don't always do this with our ships, although it is more common recently. The idea of giving you more options to actually explore using the specialization for specialization buff seats. And I know there's a whole separate conversation about spec buff powers. Many of them are not quite up to snuff. We're aware. We want to take time and look at those, but in general, the design of the ship is separate from the design of the powers. Okay, that's, I think, all there is to say about the actual core setup here. I will mention, can you confirm if the dev blog is already up? I know you were saying it was coming out about the
Yes.
time we went live. Great.
It is
So
up.
if you guys want more information about the actual numbers, the specific like hull mod and shield mod and everything, I don't have them offhand, so I suggest you go take a look at the dev blog after the live stream. Stay here while we're talking. But all those
Or
details can be
open
found.
another window.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the Lance first. Let me move on the map. I have some test dummies somewhere here. Where are they hiding? Oh, you know what? I can make more. I have the power. Wahahaha! I am Q. Okay. So I will fire the Lance here, just to give you guys a visual look at it. Let me get a more dramatic angle to look at it. Bit of a charge up and then. I don't know if this is sharing with audio. So just to say, it's nice, punchy energy. Sounds a little bit motion picture era, but not an exact copy of like pulse phasers, which this ship also comes with, by the way. Just pre-equipped because it's a TMP era ship. It does come with these pulse phasers. Not upgradable though, so you can get the others. And then mechanically, let's talk about this a little bit, because in addition to making that one particular person have a very bad day by blasting them with a whole crap load of phaser damage, this also has a long-term buff and debuff effect for yourself and for the foe. So the foe effect here is mostly focused on like large targets, bosses, that kind of thing. It gives them a massive debuff to their critical severity. So if they crit you after they're affected by this, they will crit you for less. You will take less damage. But also, it gives yourself, after firing this, a pretty long-lasting increase to your critical chance with your weapons. So it's a good idea to, like, on harder targets, bigger ships, this is a great way to opening salvo, not only to get a nice big punch there right off the bat, but also to give yourself and them these critical chance modifications. And I want to focus in because I think this does come from both these and the central array. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I worked with VFX with. Like I said earlier, Toby, one of the Deca VFX artists, worked on this lance in particular.
Yeah, many of our lances, by the way, some of you in the chat are noticing, are usually like a cylinder or a cone that they affect multiple targets. This one is just a single target lance because it comes with that extra loaded buff and debuff element to it. So you're just going to make one person have a very bad day.
Also, if stream can't hear, can't hear the audio, I'm not going to imitate it, but it does sound very cool. Yeah, there we go.
They can hear it, so no. Actually, please
They can hear it.
continue. No, they can't hear it. Please, yes, thank you.
I'm in the booth doing all the Foley work for stuff. Yeah.
We take working
Oh
on
yeah,
SO really
it's
serious.
Jeremy actually. He just
All right.
mix it a little.
Add in some cat sound effects on top of it, that sort of thing. All right, so next let's talk a bit about its console. So this is gives you a power called the Spirit of Sacrifice. This power, first of all, to comment in general, like I said earlier, like we wanted to make sure that whatever the console was on this ship had a kind of a a similar vibe. Not exactly mechanically the same as the DPRM, but something that is a force multiplier, something that can really help you help the rest of your ship perform even better. So we arrived at making this an enormous BOF cooldown ability. The number you're seeing on the screen is not accurate, unfortunately. We still need to update the tooltip before next Tuesday's release. But so it says negative 30,000. That's how much shields are draining. But it gives you an incredibly large amount of bridge officer cooldown. The intent here is that this is enough of a cooldown reduction that you can potentially take other things out of your build that you're currently relying on for BOF cooldowns. So this is meant to be hopefully maybe a bit of a meta shakeup. Since it is also a universal console, other consoles, Vans console that reduce the cooldown of universal consoles can then kind of synergize with one another, so that potentially this console is something that can take the place of other things. Maybe you're crowded your duty officer active roster with cooldowns that maybe you can swap out for something else. Yes, maybe you're using the Boimler that maybe this can take its place of and allow different traits to be explored. So that's kind of our thought process with this. This power sacrifices all of your current shields and gives you a proportional cooldown based on how much of your shields you've sacrificed in the process. So that's why this says 30,000. It's grabbing the wrong value. I apologize for the incorrect info at this time. But it does give you a massive cooldown, and even if you use this when there is a minimum effect. At minimum, it knocks 15 seconds off your BOF cooldowns. I do want to call out that, of course, avid players, veteran players, will know that like most bridge officer powers have some sort of shared cooldown. This won't violate that, so keep that in mind. If there is any sort of shared / minimum cooldown on a bridge officer ability, this will knock you down to that most likely, but not below that. Just so it's communicated there. The visuals for this power I really like. Really shows off the sacrificing your shields to give you this cooldown bonus. Really cool.
Yeah, the
visual
visuals
sequence.
for that were made by Ariel, another VFX artist here at Deca.
Let's show that off again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is the console and a little bit of the thought process that went into that. Really curious to see what some of like the higher end theory crafters and like DPS meta, if there's a place that they can figure out for this. Like I said before, this is something that we're going to be paying attention to because the Atlas has such the DPRM console from the Atlas, from the original ship, has such an outsized impact compared to a lot of other consoles in the game. And we really want this console to have the same vibe. Like I said, it's not a replacement for the DPRM, but we want it to find a place in there. So if we need to make it better, I see somebody in the chat mentioning like maybe it on its own needs a lower base cooldown. We're open to hearing that sort of feedback. We definitely want to make sure that this ship or this console can have some sort of an effect on the wider gameplay and be definitely considered in a large number of different builds, because everyone wants cooldown reduction. Honestly, obviously we have a lot of sources of that in the game already, so we need to figure out how to make this be part of that conversation. That's what we're really after. Has it been tested to use with Vovan and Uncon? Yes, that was a specific part of our design. Yeah. All right, last but not least, let's take a look at the Starship trait for this. So this one kind of synergizes with the Lance in that it is a trait that is triggered by landing a critical hit on your target. So using the Lance gives you a nice big boost to your critical hit, so it's more likely that you will trigger this trait. And this trait also kind of plays into the tankiness aspect of the ship. So what it does, in case you can't read the tooltip, because I know it might be tiny on the stream, is whenever you land a critical hit, max once every 10 seconds, you'll actually summon in a Wild Weasel shuttlecraft. If you're unfamiliar with Wild Weasels, these have been in the game for a while, both as a hanger pet and as a triggered by other powers. Wild Weasels will confuse and taunt your enemies. So essentially, they're a way to force other enemies to not shoot at you, increasing your survivability, because now instead they're shooting at your weasels. So this is essentially a passive way of periodically spawning in these weasels that'll distract your enemies. And this also doesn't just help you, but also in group gameplay. It helps the whole team that the enemies are shooting at your weasels and not you. So this is just once every 10 seconds you can spawn one as long as you critically hit, and you can have up to 5 of these active at any point in time. So I also know there's a few members of the community that are like, yay, more pets! Anything we give them, that's more pets. So here you go. You're welcome. Let's see if I can get this to actually trigger. I have cheater power here to increase my crit rate.
Yeah, I can already see all the pet builds lurking.
I
Can't
forgot to
wait,
swap it.
honestly, to see that in game.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, Stu, I see you in chat. The pet build thing is for you.
Yes, only for you,
Yeah,
personally.
yep, true. We only make abilities for our content creators. No one else. That's it.
That's right. Okay, I might have something set up incorrectly on this ship. It's not triggering, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Wild weasels, not mild measles. By the way, if you're unfamiliar or haven't been around for those things in the past, wild weasels are taken directly from another Star Trek game. That was their primary intent there as well, was to taunt your enemies so that they start shooting at them and not yourself. I wish I remembered which game that was, but it was definitely Thomas that said, hey, we should make these as pets in STO back in the day. And so they rear their head once more.
I mean, I would be very surprised if somebody shoots weasels at me. I think that's a great
Starfleet
strategy.
Command. Of course, I can rely on the community to know exactly what I'm talking about when I don't myself. So yes, they were taken from the Starfleet Command video game. Okay, I think that's all that I really have to share mechanics-wise. I'm open to hearing questions if there are any from the audience.
Yes, it is time. If you have questions for any of us, we're happy to answer them as far as we can. While we watch Jeremy show off the ship a little bit more. Okay, we have one. Is there any chance that we may ever get a Team P material with the Impulse yellow deflector?
I will fight for that. I love yellow deflectors. All of my concepts pretty much start out with a yellow deflector. I don't think we have plans for it at the minute, but that's a strong yes from me. So.
In general, we can't really say, oh yes, this is definitely coming, but we do see your ideas and your wishes and your feedback, and it is taken into consideration when we plan for these things. What my favorite curse word is, I cannot tell you guys because then I'm not allowed back on stream. So I'll tell you for like a anniversary stream at some point when I'm more established here.
How big is it in scale?
Yeah, I just want to say, can we bring
well,
the breen back? No, that's not the best.
I'm really hesitant to do any editor work, even though I'm on a local build. I don't know what I have in the background. Might spoil. But it's a large ship. If you're not familiar with the Atlas, it was set up to be our biggest TOS ship at the time. So it's pretty significant. Oh, there's a weasel. Hi, guy.
We did downscale the Atlas to about 2/3 of its original length quite recently.
Yeah.
But it's about Excelsior sized.
So mid to high range cruiser.
Yeah, it's definitely not massive compared to some of the ships we've got, but it's not a small ship either.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is a juggernaut. You can make some assumptions about its general size class based on that.
Yeah.
It might be our smallest juggernaut, but not by a large margin, if so.
Right,
yes,
I
was trying specifically to show off these broadside nodes that Jamie mentioned.
I don't actually know if
look
they're
very
hooked up
cool.
with mount points, but
They
They
do
are.
fire from there, but it's pretty finicky because of their positioning.
I have to be above them, but also facing upward, and it's, yeah. The way that most players fly, you usually see the stuff on the top of the saucer
Yeah.
or on the front of the ship. So these are technically rear mount points.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get them to trigger, and it's finicky. There we go.
There you go.
I did it.
Proudest moment. Alright. I think we had a question about what we think about boosting saucer pads.
Boosting what? Sorry?
Saucer pads.
It's like non-hanger pet power pets.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. I don't have a firm answer, but I would acknowledge that I don't think that they've scaled as effectively as hanger pets have due to some level cap increases things that we've done over the years. So I'll acknowledge that they're probably not quite up to snuff, but also that we don't really have any plans in the immediate future to do any sort of review on them. But as I have mentioned in the past, typically when we do like an upgraded version of an existing ship, we do try to set aside a little bit of time to look at what else that family of ships can do. This would be particular of note, like if we did another legendary ship of some sort. We would probably take a look at the other powers within that family and see if we could, if they're in need of a boost. The Atlas is not in need of any of that boost. DPRM doesn't need any sort of nothing happening with this ship, but it is something that on the systems design side we try to take some time to at least look them over, and if we can bring them up to snuff for modern gameplay, then we try to make those changes.
All right. I think there's also a question that we anticipated from our wonderful Trexpert, and that's regarding yesterday's maintenance. To be
What happened?
honest, yes. Yes, Jeremy, what happened actually?
servers exploded in a massive fireball. No, thankfully
The
not.
entire
Port
data center
E
was
over the
shifted to
servers.
another reality by Q.
Oh yeah, the Q question was just because we had issues with him yesterday. No, to be a little bit serious, we do these kind of maintenances a few times a year. I think everyone who's been here a while knows that every few months we take the game down for quite a while. That's because it's like not just something about the servers, and it's not just a patch, it's a data center maintenance that includes everything involving Star Trek Online, and also affects Neverwinter, so it's quite a lot of things. It's for all our platforms, it's consoles, and with the consoles there were some complications that we needed to fix, and when it's such a big project and there's so many little things involved, then if something goes wrong or there's technical difficulties like we experienced yesterday, then it takes longer to fix. And obviously we wanted to make sure that when everything goes back up again, everything works. So that also means there's quite a few extra checks because it's all platforms at the same time. And that just kept extending the deadline because it's not something we want to rush, obviously.
Right. Yeah, I think that that's important to clarify. Like yesterday wasn't just about Star Trek Online. It wasn't just about cryptic games needing a patch. This was also data center maintenance, where they go through and switch around hardware, update their backend, like the actual software that runs the hardware, the servers, and all that kind of stuff, and optimize things. All of that was also involved. And since we were going to be down, we chose to do a patch at the same time. If everything goes well, then it's great. Everything coincides at the same time, and one downtime for the whole week. But if it doesn't go right, as Suna already said, like one small problem causes a lot of other things to suddenly cascade and snowball. And yeah, we've learned from it though. There's some pretty major lessons picked up from yesterday's maintenance that we're already putting in action. Better plans for the future.
Oh yeah, because nobody wants to deal with me being angry that I had to stay late. No, but we did have a meeting today to go over everything, and I'm not saying, oh, this will never happen again, but obviously we're very dedicated to improving our processes to make sure that there's as little chance as possible for this happening the next time. But it will be well. We're not doing a maintenance like this anytime soon again. The next maintenance will be regular maintenance
Mhm.
and not
Yeah, these big
for a
downtimes are
whole
like
day.
quarterly max, right? Like every 3 months at the
Yes.
most. Yeah. Yep. Which gives us a lot of runway to get it right the next time. Fingers crossed.
Don't overpromise because I have to walk it back. It's always great when the developers say something like that. They don't have to talk to you guys afterwards. No, you have been wonderful yesterday. Most of you have been very understanding or supportive of us, and understanding that this process might sometimes be complicated and that it's hard to explain the behind the scenes in detail.
Mhm, mhm.
Besides that, I had a question about the event coupons. Yes. The catalog for that needs to be extended again.
Mhm.
We need to do that regularly, and we are aware. And people in my, I think on Discord last week or this week, I was asked to bring this up to the team. I have brought it up to the team, so that is definitely something on our to-do list right
I
now.
think so. Yes, we do need to do this more regularly, but I think that it should be kind of a baseline expectation that this might only happen with major updates, like the seasonal updates. We'll try to see if we can get it out at a more regular cadence, but that I think is something that players should kind of come to expect. So like when we did the update back in, what was it, June? That would have been a time where we do a bunch of like back end major updates to bring the game up to date for anything that needs updating. And then we're going to have an update, spoilers, sometime in fall. I won't give you the release date, where again, a lot of the back end stuff will be updated as needed. I think that's where kind of a baseline expectation should be set for the future.
Yes, it is coming sooner rather than later. But we're gonna have quite a few streams in the next weeks leading up to the content release, and we will also have content release streams. So that's also something to look forward to.
I don't need your sass
For the
flow.
next 2 weeks.
I get enough in Slack.
Your Flo's being a menace in the
Yeah.
chat. Everyone say hi to Flo. She's a really great writer for Stowe, and probably after or with Pandas, the one of the most knowledgeable Star Trek people I've ever met. Makes me feel very intimidated.
Let's just turn this into a flow appreciation stream. Yeah,
We'll need to get
that's
her
great.
on. Is she going to be on one of the upcoming streams? Do we know? Confirm that?
She would rather be in chats because she prefers to be a menace. But with our narrative director is going to be on up. So the next time we release content, which is this fall, we'll have Rich here in the stream, and then we'll flow in chat to comment on anything that he might miss, and also to help me a little bit with the moderating and answering questions. She is currently working on a Q&A, so you guys should also keep an eye out for that. It will happen in a couple weeks. And of course, she's also working on the next law block, which I'm very excited about.
Wow, so many spoilers. I love it.
Yes, we are working on quite a few exciting things. So that's why Flo is mostly in the chats because she's very busy with everything else.
And speaking of spoilers, we mentioned earlier in the stream, but people weren't here yet and tuned in late. We will have yet another Star next week, which is one of the reasons that we're showing the Trafalgar a few days early. This comes out next Tuesday as an addition to the Infinity Lockbox. Yeah, get out your it arrives on Tuesday jokes. But we will have another ship streamer unless something goes way sideways. We'll be seeing you again next Tuesday for another live stream to show off yet another starship.
And it will not be a lockbox ship. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ooh.
To
Ooh.
stop the speculations in that direction. You will be able to get it in a different way. And we'll have
It'll be a new lockbox. No.
Oh yeah, no. No
We're
worries,
adding
guys.
another set of lockbox. No, we aren't. We aren't. Sorry.
Yes, one
Running-
just for me. It's just one with all
running,
my favorite chips, actually.
Running Lockbox X's and Lockbox X2s next.
Right.
Sure, no one will hate that. No, we're not.
Sorry, we're just teasing.
So
Nothing like
happy.
that is happening. Don't panic.
No, no. I'm
No,
just
we're
being
not
a
gonna
menace.
do that. Yeah, before this stream, Scorp was so nervous, and now he's also just another menace I have to keep a handle on.
Yeah, I am nothing
but
but
yeah.
a menace.
Jeremy and partners will be with me on Tuesday, as long as everything goes well, to talk about our next ship. So keep your vanity
in.
shield wishes at the back of your mind. We'll also have a new guest. And I'll be here, of course, with my cat crying in the background. I know you guys have noticed him today. I'm very sorry. And maybe you'll get a cat pic next week as a reward for coming into the stream. Right. Anything from you guys? Otherwise, I think we can say goodnight for now.
There's one question I saw earlier that I'll answer because it comes up quite a bit. Someone was asking when are we going to get to, I think it was the Akira remasters. The answer to that is the same as when are we going to get to any other remaster, and it's when we get to them. The plan, the hope, is that we're going to try and remaster all of the launch era Fed ships, but that is not a promise. They are low priority, but for myself and for Thomas, they are very much passion projects, and we do want to keep doing them. So patience, but in theory, in hopes, we'll get to them.
That's been a focus of Thomas's long-term goals for a very long time. Yeah, I definitely, it hasn't been left to the wayside. We're still working on it as we find the time.
Yeah, there are quiet periods, and there are periods where we have a lot to do. In the quiet periods, we try and do a couple of remasters, but yeah, sometimes we have other stuff that needs to be focused on.
I'm going to tease one further thing. I'm seeing various questions in the chat about Romulan Klingon ships. All I will say is stay tuned.
Stay tuned, and maybe that's a stream I'll be on. Maybe.
That's a lot of teasing.
We are menaces.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the reaction videos and streams from the other content creators. Please tell Scorp how great they've been doing all stream. And if you don't, then I'm going to be very sad.
The Daspu. Thanks, Trexpert, for reminding me of that abomination.
We should do a Daspo. I love that stupid thing.
You're the only one.
It's like a cylinder by Klingon.
Daspu, yeah.
Who came up with that?
It was one of the Discovery era Klingon ships where they were doing a lot of experimental, like, this is from a different house and the Klingons aren't unified yet, so we can do a whole bunch of different designs. Some of them were kind of cool,
goofy.
but some of them are really bad. Questionable, let's say. Bad is subjective.
Yes, some people will love it anyway.
Right, yeah. Okay, should we call it?
Yeah, I think before this derails in a discussion about what ships might be valuable or not to who, I think we're gonna call it a night for here, at least for me, because it's late. A few of us will be, as always, in the Discord after this. If you just put !Discord in the chat right now, you will get a link to join the Discord, and you might get to see a cat picture if you do. And besides that, I wish you all.
Discord?
We don't have one yet, because I don't want to overload it, but I might be able to be convinced. We can talk about it. There is an off-topic channel, so I think for now I can do it there. Maybe I'll get him a little uniform for the next time. But I wish you all a wonderful night or day or whatever time
Yeah.
it is, wherever you are.
Happy time zone, as we say.
Time zones.
Happy time zone, as we like to say, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Bye-bye.
Bye, chat. Thanks for watching.
And that is the stream. Well, there is the blog that they had released there about the ship, so we're probably gonna, we're going to do a video on that. But initial thoughts, the ship looks good. I'm not even gonna lie. I love the deflector look of it. I love how the nacelles, like the whole TMP vibe, it is absolutely amazing. I love how they've been giving TMP era some love. So looks wise, checks all the boxes. Weapon layout 5.3, can't go wrong. And it's a command ship. But command pilot, looking at the seating there, it's definitely something that we can work with. The question is, will I be getting it right away? I'm not 100% sure. Believe I have a box. Is it enough to use it? The trait and console doesn't really sound like it's good to me personally. Perhaps you know we're all about how the ships look. So again, we're gonna keep this mostly just about the stream, and that is the end right there. Deca stream, and then any other sort of ECs will be dropped in the blog video. So that's going to be it for this. Caps, do me a favor, hit that like button. Of course, comment below. Let me know your thoughts initially. And of course, if you're new here, consider subscribing to the YouTube Bridge, and we'll just leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.
All right, so that's that. I don't know. I'm a little bit meh. The looks wise, it's good. It looks good. It does look good. I'm not gonna even pretend it doesn't look good. Not quite sure how it. Sorry, my dog's decided to bark. Thankfully, wasn't during the video. I feel like that layout is what the Proxima should have had, to be honest with you. It being a command pilot, I would have probably just trizzed my pants right there. So, I'm gonna put this out here. This is what I'm gonna do, Caps. Give me a second here. Just gonna make sure that did record. Okay. Yep.
Saying it was coming up and already.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna load that video for our fellow Caps who missed it. So at least that's starting. And then while we're here, well, you know what? Let's work up on the thumbnail for that while we're here. So we're gonna just leave that on screen for now. General carriers, ship upgradable pulse phasers. Upgradable? I don't think any. I just bought mine from the exchange. Trait and console look. It's kind of meh, to be honest. Like shields, to sacrifice all your shields to then give you. What was it again? Here, I got the blog here. The trait? That was a trait, right? Or no, that was a console. Increases your efficiency of bridge options by reducing them to 0. So, to give you cooldown on your buff abilities, like it just sounds so meh. And the fact that you're in a TFO that your shields are gone anyway, so like, what's that going to give you? Like that doesn't make sense to me. Now, how it actually works in practice, I don't know. You know. More fitting with a Proxima, right? Buddha. Oh my god. Yes, I agree. None. Again, the ship itself looks pretty freaking good, so I'm not even gonna front there. All right, so we're gonna just see here. Is it that one that we want to use or this? Probably that one. Okay, so let's copy that. So give me a sec, caps. I'm just gonna go ahead and make the thumbnail for this. So we're doing two things at once. So it looks. Go. So it's a Trafalgar command, eh? Right, let's just do what we gotta do here now. The logo. Sorry, I'll just put that there. Take that off. Leave that on for now. You guys know most of how this process works anyway, so we're just gonna put that there. And just a little text file. What'd you guys call it? The Trafalgar Command Juggernaut. Oh, Trafalgar. So, Trafalgar. Juggernaut. Juggernaut. Oops. Oh, too much. Because we're going to be doing the vid anyways for the actual blog. Let's, yeah, just make it like that. That's fine. Oh, no. Let's do this. With a little bit of an outline. Too crazy, just something. There you go. Oh, no. I'd be able to spell. Is it Trafalgar? There you go. I don't know how to spell. Oh, is that what's on screen right now? Oh, sorry, hold on. Server not responding. That's always great. Maybe because I'm so. I need to find out, but I can't get home. Called it Trafalgar. I think definitely something wrong with my server here. Again, I've been out of the game. I actually just kept Stow on. Filter. Length. Just a little bit of a. Not too crazy. Did he do anything? Save this. Indeed, call it Trafalgar. I don't mind the look. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind it. We do have the Atlas. So, and I I mean, I knew it. Okay, one thing too, it was the Atlas, so we did kind of somewhat call it. I thought it wasn't because I saw Trafalgar, but of course it slipped my mind that they named the new skin something differently. Let's go to our channel, see what we named it before. What's going on here? Hello? My server's still not responding. Holy cow. Or just boot me out altogether. There you go. That was very weird. Just look at my Borg tune here, just look at you for a sec. What was I doing? I was doing something. Oh, right. I'm gonna go to my channel. Let's go here. Where is that? Where is that? There you go. Oh, that's not it. Where'd it go? Ah, here you go. Found it. And it was, what, August 28th? If we can get a Juggernaut's experimental weapon instead of a lance, yeah. How many lances is that in game now? Quite a few. You got, of course, the Galax, the Odyssey, the Trailblazer. What else? Now you're gonna have that, the Trafalgar. The innate lance. Again, of course, you got the Juggernauts, right? That all have that too. The World Razor has something different. Ship family, yeah. Yeah, the emulating phase one's still pretty good. So, this here. That. And this string. Yeah, so that works. That works. But time, we're gonna have this come up there. Where should I start? Galaxy Odyssey, Deimos. Forget the trail. Yeah, the Trailblazer. Again, I felt like this should have just been the freaking layout of the Proxima. Come on now. The Razor, yep. And doesn't the Shrike have one too? I think the Shrike has one. The Emerald Juggernaut, right? It's gonna have one. I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence on it right now. And I'll probably say that again in the video that we go over it. Okay, there's that. Details. Just checking. Do I think explains order instead of the lens? Yeah, I throw the, town. The hexacannon? Ooh, could you imagine? Oh, that thing already having the hexacannon. But I mean, it's a command ship. Definitely, I would put a torp boat on it. But again, how they did not put that on the Proxima, it boggles my mind. It boggles my mind. I barely saw a torpedo launcher on that freaking Trafalgar, but yet the Proxima had like 8 in just the front alone. Like, you know what I mean? Experimental weapon? Yeah. Oh, and let's go with the stream. And then just go, whatever, we'll just do this. Hey student, what are you talking about? Huh? What are you even talking about? Oh, yeah. What is this thing doing? Add. Elements can only be placed within the last 20 seconds of the video. Well, you guys are... Okay, we'll have to... Wildwood, how's it going? Ships are on Xbox, yep. Mystic, how's it going? Trying to look behind you. It's the best ship ever. Why aren't you allowing me to add... this? Huh? What are you even doing? Still checking. Nothing much, just kind of soaking in the whole new ship incoming, and plus that there's gonna be another ship incoming, so it sounds like it's gonna be a sea store, perhaps. So we're gonna have to see how that is. Let's go to their channel here and go to their videos. Recent Trafalgar. Try to get a good shot of this thing. I'll just leave it there. Actually, there, we'll leave it there. Nice shot of the deflector. I'm just trying to prep for the video that we're about to do anyways. Yeah, okay, that's good enough. That's good enough. My tunes and grind the Ranger too, because I'm going to approximately nice after the campaign event. Yeah. That should be done there. Okay, well, while we're waiting, that's loading. We'll continue on here. It's probably just the last tune that we'll do the paperwork on. So it's on the list. I'm gonna just be honest. That ship definitely is on the list of ships that we would like to add to the fleet. Trait, console, doesn't sound like it's doing anything for me. The looks and seating, we can make work. Now, if I could have that seating on the Proxima, oh dear lord. I would have freaking loved that. Whoever decided to do the Proxima should just be like booted out the freaking torpedo tubes. The Atlas, nice. And again, keep in mind, we can get that ship through our event campaign next year. So that could be a thing. But as far as getting it like right away, I mean, other than the looks, it's not moving the needle for me. I just want it because it looks pretty. Literally. And I think when it comes to the game and them just adding more TMP stuff, that is actually really sick. I will admit that. That's pretty cool. I'd like to see more TNG ships if that's a thing. But like, I guess you can kind of TNGify every ship that we have because due to this skin, right? But I do love the fact that they're doing that. And it's been like all the recent ships really, almost. It's been having all the TNP skins. So yeah, when I do the video, it's probably going to be very just going through the motions. I'm not impressed by the Triton console. It doesn't sound like it's moving the needle. I could be wrong. Shoot, I'll be the first one to admit. Could be wrong. I'll leave it to people like Spencer to let me know if that's something that is meta changing, which sounds like that's what they were trying to do. But again, if we're talking about a high-end DPS, you have a tank. Okay, you have support. Is it worth draining all your shields for an IAC that's only going to last 30 seconds? I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's worth a console swap, you know what I mean? Right. Again, we're talking about the high-end DPS runs, where there's supports and everything just melts in 30 seconds. Even sooner, maybe. Probably. No, they didn't. Nature, how's it going? No, I took kind of half day off. Purposefully to do this. Yeah, fair enough. Like, there are some like fan designs I've seen out there of a saber. Oh man, TNG-fied, kind of updated. It looks so good. like the deflector doesn't come to like just a point at the bottom. It's actually like a little bit more rounded, but it works well, I think. Yeah, I just kind of needed a little bit of a break, even though it'd be half a day. Say that. Oh yeah, I agree, but again, I'm not an expert in that, so I will let the experts do their testing, because you can bet 100% Spencer will be getting that. Let's go here. Still 10 minutes left. I don't get why this is doing a thing. It is at the end of the video. I don't know why it's undo. Huh? Maybe because it's not checking yet. Legends do for sure, yeah. And you know, I would consider myself a casual player, really. It doesn't, like, I don't see me using that console, to be honest. The trait, meh. What does the trait say? Wild critical. When inflicting or receiving critical hit. Okay, so higher your crit chance, the better. You're gonna summon a wild weasel. Okay, so you're not gonna get hit for a short period of time, like that's... So your ship can either take advantage of the distraction or move out of the heat of combat more safely. Like, it's just not doing anything for me, you know? Okay, so that's done. Why are you not allowing me to... Huh. Some reason. Do that. Choose specifically, we'll do that. There you go. Oh, that's weird. And no issues found, and we'll schedule that for day at 1:30 to be released. There you go. Is then away from nice. Not at all. Even though it's a trait, maybe, but it just doesn't sound like it's gonna do anything. Like, again, just being honest. Sometimes you can just tell if a trait is gonna be good, you know what I mean? But it's sort of like meh. By just reading it, it just doesn't feel like it's gonna do anything. Anyways, so Caps, what we're gonna do now, okay, is gonna work on that video for the blog of the Trafalgar. I don't know, do you guys want to be, you want me to do it here live? Like, I don't mind doing it live. It'll probably be another, actually, you know what, no, I can't, because if I do, I have to move to another room, and that room is unavailable. So I'm gonna have to do that off stream. But the TMP fleet grows with the addition of the Trafalgar, which is Tuesday. You know, it'll drop Tuesday, but it seems like another ship is gonna be dropping as well, which to me sounds like a C-store. So we'll have to wait and see. So I'll be honest, I'm not sure what time I'll be getting home today from volleyball. I actually have a double shift. I start playing at 7 and won't be done till 11. From the looks of it. What does it look like? What does what look like? Wildwood. Did you miss the stream? I can show you what that ship looks like. The one that they showed. Yeah, here. Mm-hmm. There we go. Hello? Is that showing? Why? Why isn't it showing? There you go. That is how it looks. So a lot of mixtures of the Excelsior look to it, definitely. Heavily influencing it. So it looks good. I like what they did in terms of, I missed the stream, it just got an oil change. Oh, Space Boy, I just uploaded the video for the stream on the channel. If you want to watch that, you're more than welcome. But that's the ship, Space Boy, right there. It is the Atlas. And they're calling it the Trafalgar. Not sure how I feel about it. Looks-wise, it's good. Performance-wise, it's a command ship, so you know we're going to be enjoying that. That's easily built in terms of how our playstyle is, which is torpedoes. It's a command pilot. That's kind of weird. Yeah, that just got uploaded, and my dogs are going crazy. So you know what? I don't want to be my stream to be full of ducks just barking. So my apologies. So we're gonna end the stream here. If I stream tonight, it'll be extremely late. So watch out for that. It'll be on Twitch. In terms of a video, another one will be released in about an hour or two regarding the blog and more ECs to be dropped. So I'm going to wait. Same. Yeah, doesn't have a DPRM for some reason. I was expecting a DPRM on that, but it definitely will not. I will agree with Jeremy. It will not. Or with Borticus that it will not replace the DPRM. Yeah. So I'd rather use more fun consoles than that, if I'm being very honest, especially the way we've been playing lately, which has just been having fun. That to me is not meta changing, which what they were going for. They admitted it. So so yeah, Caps, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on this stream where we just wanted to kind of relax here on the bridge. We might stream again later on a Twitch. We'll see. By the time we get home, we'll see how I feel. And again, like I said, I'm playing 4 games there tonight. So if you're still here, do me a favor, hit the like button. It's much appreciated. Comment below. Again, I'd like to just know your thoughts, initial thoughts, reactions on the Trafalgar. And look out for us going over the blog coming up in the next couple of hours as well. So with that said, again, Caps, appreciate all of you. Take care. We'll leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.